You trust your eyes, you trust your ears, but a simple goldfish bowl can prove your version of science is entirely fake. Richard Dawkins argues that we verify reality through direct experience, using our 5 biological senses as the ultimate arbiters of what is true. When your hand touches a piece of wood, your brain registers the texture and resistance as an absolute physical truth. You feel it, therefore you conclude it is objectively there. But your brain is trapped inside a pitch-black skull. It creates a cohesive mental picture of the universe by translating incoming light and sound waves into a form you can understand. Because this biological translation is so seamless, humans operate under the assumption that they are perceiving a perfectly objective, universally true reality. Dawkins represents the classical scientific view that reality is something out there, waiting to be measured and verified by our physical senses. But this creates a problem. If we rely entirely on our senses to verify the universe, we have no way of knowing if the senses themselves are distorting the data before we even see it. Stephen Hawking realized that this reliance on a single, undistorted truth was a massive cosmic joke. While Dawkins prioritized what we can see and touch, Hawking looked to mathematical models, systems that could describe the universe even when our biological hardware failed. The thought experiment that follows suggests that your baseline reality is a localized illusion rather than an absolute truth. In 2004, the City Council of Monza, Italy, passed a specific law to protect the welfare of pet fish. They banned the use of curved fish bowls. Their reasoning was that the curved glass distorts light, warping the fish's vision of the room around it. The council believed that forcing a fish to look through this curved lens condemned it to live in a cruelly distorted version of reality. This law assumes that the way humans see the world is the one definitively accurate reality, and any deviation from it is a distortion. But human eyes are simply biological lenses. This means our baseline reality is as structurally arbitrary as the view from inside that glass bowl. Hawking proposed a challenge to the Monza law. Imagine the goldfish inside that curved bowl is a brilliant physicist. From inside the bowl, the goldfish observes the room. To its eyes, objects do not move in straight lines. They follow heavily curved trajectories. The goldfish could observe these movements and formulate laws of physics based entirely on these curves. Its math would look different than ours, but it would align perfectly with its observations. These curved laws would allow the goldfish to predict exactly where an object outside the bowl will be in the future. Its distorted data produces flawless results. Hawking argued that since the goldfish's math is just as predictive as ours, its version of reality is scientifically valid. We cannot prove our straight version is more true than the fish's curved one. This forces a conflict between two ways of defining truth. One demands concrete sensory evidence. The other asserts that no single objective reality exists at all. Hawking called this model-dependent realism. It states that what we call reality is actually a mental picture constructed by our specific sensory inputs. We can never know what the universe is actually like. We only know how our specific biological and mathematical models interpret it. If a model successfully predicts events and allows for survival, it counts as true. This allows for two contradictory realities to be correct at the exact same time. If the fish's warped map works perfectly, then human sensory reality is not more correct than the fish's. It is simply a different model of the same raw data. This logic leads to a conclusion that removes the possibility of an independent, objective world. Because we only interact with internal models and never the raw universe itself, there is no reality independent from the model constructed by the observer. The idea of a single, objective truth is a human assumption that the math of the goldfish physicist has already disproven. Your personal world and physical body are constructs of a model. In this framework, your reality is identical to the warped illusion of the goldfish. Humanity occupies a functional hallucination. This is simply the limit of what our current models can measure.